Good afternoon and welcome to Blindbuilds with Blind Prime. I'm your host Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be talking about the continuation of the Lego Ideas project. Yeah, I know I haven't given you a video in a couple of weeks on the Lego Ideas project. It's just been well, I've been mulling over things, and the creative juices just have not been flowing as much as they usually do. But I have taken the time to go back over a few of the past projects we've been working on for, past parts of this Lego Ideas project, and taking into account things that individuals have told me about how to improve the build. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about that today, and if we have enough time, we're going to get into some the newest minifigure series. What is it, like 26? And talk about some of those. My friend CCS's came by with a bunch of Lego minifigures from the newest Lego minifigure series, not the space one, but the one that has Mushroom Kid. And we'll try to get to those today as well. So let's get into it. Cream, my co-host, is sleeping over here on the side, as per normal. So let's talk about the cabin first, and we'll get it out of the way, and then I'll talk about the troll cave, because the troll cave is where really a lot of changes occurred, and the cabin, I didn't really do much to change it. So for the cabin here, the biggest problem I had is, if you watch my cabin video, I had a little structure inside this cabin that, a little hole in the floor where you could climb down into the basement. But I realized the cabin's too small for a basement opening. If you want to put furniture in there or some beds or something like that, and you want to make it look more like a hunting cabin, or you want to make it look more like a cabin for just staying, little woodsman's cabin in the middle of the mountain. There's many options. I've left the interior of the cabin blank except for the fireplace to give individuals who were to get this set options on what do you want your cabin to be that's in these mountains, this mountain cabin. And so understanding that and wanting to make sure there's enough space inside, I went ahead and changed it up, where I built up, because in that video we mentioned that the Lego minifigure I was utilizing for size scaling, you couldn't put the top of the cabin down on top of that minifigure. It just wasn't happening. Wasn't enough space. So this time, there we go. Let me take off the cabin because I've done it mill style. I actually added a little extra piece over here, which I didn't use just now, but that little extra piece is just to give you some assistance on moving it, and also to make it look more of a something that's been built in the mountains, and they're trying to utilize as much space as possible. Oh, my area's gotten cluttered. Oh, actually, I could set it over here. That's a good spot. There you go, Mr. Cabin. Okay, so let's talk about what I fixed. So first off, whenever I built this area up, I realized that I'd have to build up the porch area as well, but then I decided, why not just take the porch off the cabin and make the porch its own separate thing? So that's what I did here, and then I went ahead and added some stones, or at least they're supposed to be stones. I don't know what color they ended up being. But the idea would be they're stone panels that are put on top of this wooden porch, and then there's another layer of stone to make a little staircase so that individuals can actually get into the cabin. And nice little stair going down. We got 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, and then like a little quarter step there. And then the 4th step is this this one with the panels, and then the 5th step is right into the house. So it's a 5-step entry. I'm thinking of actually taking and putting down a 1x4 in this little spot there to even that out, or something else. But I haven't really decided with that yet. Or I'll put a 1x4 in behind it to raise this area up and raise up the entire level of the porch. But I think I like the porch the way it is right now, because I was trying to go for something that's built out of what they had on hand and what they could carry up the mountain. So the porch isn't supposed to look beautiful. It's supposed to look like a porch somebody built, utilizing what they had. And I don't know if I need to rebuild it or not. Let me know in the comments. Does this porch look okay, or should I, pull up these little plates and try to redo this to make it a little more smooth? I haven't really decided, and things fall off it all the time, little bits and pieces. So moving into the actual inside here, we've got a little crawl space for animals or minifigures to crawl into, and then you have there's a little step down in there. I put some steps in there, and a little, like, slightly shifted tile. It's one of those angled 1x4s that goes to a 2x4 at the end plate, and half of it is tiled. I like using them for worn down steps, and that's kind of what I was trying to utilize there, is to make it a worn down step. And it comes down into here where there's this big hole in the floor. There's this connector right there for this ladder piece that's just going to be hanging out in here. I still have to come in with a C-clamp or something and set it up so that the ladder can actually just kind of sit inside here connected to stuff. And when you want to get down into the underground, the minifigures can attach the ladder to the connection point, and then this will hang down low. That way, whenever you're attaching this to different mountain pieces, if you don't attach this to a mountain piece that has a hole in the floor, you don't have to have this ladder attached. But if you attach it to a piece that has, the ability to actually go down deeper, then this ladder will actually, help out. You could put it in there and maybe even attach more ladders to it, depending on how deep you make the initial cave entrance go for this vertical shaft. If you were to put this vertical shaft onto this guy here, come here, there it is. See, this one here, this is a big deep hole. So if you were to, and we're going to make sure you can actually see this pretty well. Oh, this is actually not one of the ones that has a lot of visible sides. That's good enough. So we're just gonna carefully pick this up. Okay, and then set that there. Let's go ahead and add another one to the other side. Here's the other guy. Slide that one in. There we go. Okay, so if you were to set it up like this, and I'm not really attaching it too hard, you would put the ladder in, and it would just sort of, let's see how far it dangles. It dangles pretty good. There it goes. Actually, wow, it goes onto that ledge. I didn't even intend for that to happen. I love it when things come together like that. So if you were to attach it there, this ladder would actually come down on the ledge. So let me attach that and then spin it around so that you, my viewers and my listeners, can get an understanding of what's going on here. Let me attach that. Ooh, that is actually a little annoying to attach. Okay, there it goes. It's attached. Now, let me make sure I've buckled it down. You gotta buckle it down sometimes. Okay, buckling down, making sure the pins are connected in the right spots. There we go. All right, it's not the perfect connection, but it'll work for right now as I spin it around to showcase what's going on there. And what's going on there is that this ladder, what was that? Oh, that was, I think that was a minifigure I just knocked over by accident. The ladder comes right down to this little ledge that we have here. That is a fun, happy accident. We love happy accidents here whenever we're building stuff. And that is definitely a bonus one. Oh, hey, there's the minifigure that fell. Who are you? What are you doing in there? What? You're male pattern baldness guy? What are you doing in there? Aren't you supposed to be in the city? How did you get here from the city? Huh. Male pattern baldness guy has traveled. He has traveled a lot. We're just going to set him over here on top of the troll cave because the troll cave is what we're talking about next. So that is what I've managed to accomplish with this log cabin piece. And if you have noticed, the idea behind it is modularization. So if we remove the ladder, okay, we're removing the ladder, and we spin this. Let's go ahead and spin all of this too. So this one's actually going to take a little bit of work to get right. I think this is the spiral staircase. If it's not the spiral staircase, I don't know which one I grabbed. I thought I grabbed the spiral staircase. I did not grab the spiral. Where is the spiral? Good grief. Spiral staircase, where are you at? Oh, I think I put spiral staircase away. Okay, so we're not going to look into that. But I did have a spiral staircase that has an exit that could line up with this hole, though the hole is really small, so the exit would be kind of cramped, and it would be as if you were to find a collapsed rock face with like a little fat man squeeze going on. So let me put these pieces off to the side and bring out the troll cave to talk about the fixes I made to that. So that's the fixes I've made to the cabin. It still has a little bit of work needing to be done, but most of the work needing to be done here is now finishing work. I don't really. Oh, here we go. We've got crazy hair guy in here. I think he's actually the the grave digger for that hidden side graveyard set. And I have him in here just because he's got crazy big hair, and that was helping me size the size. Oh, uh, the basement. Oh man, I've never had a basement, so it's hard for me to remember the basement thing. I've always lived too close to the water for basements. So let's set all this guy up. There it goes. And back together. Log cabin going off to the side. And now we're going to talk about the troll cave, which I had the most fun rebuilding to make it work. And I still think I need to rebuild it further and make it taller. But right now, I think it's looking pretty good. So the requests and mentions that people gave me was they said that I should include the ability for the troll to actually enter and leave the cave. And I had it originally, the idea was, you can have an imagination moving in and out, but they were right. I should have really looked into that further, and I did change it for them, and it does work better. They also mentioned I should put stuff inside the cave for the troll to stand on, and I was like, that's also a good idea. I'll do that. Now, I also intend to maybe rework this to make this top of the troll cave something that can pop off, because currently it is not something that can be removed like everything else. I do intend to fix that. What do y'all think on that? But that's my thought on that, is to raise this up just a bit more, because I don't quite like it, and I think I should raise it up so that it is just above the level of these guys here whenever we have the normals. So if we have the normals and then we bring in this for the top, the idea I had would be if I were to put this very top of the cave for the troll cave level with the grass here on this platform. And it would be a bit extra on the height wise than normal, but I think it would actually work out pretty well by positioning this. And furthermore, I had a thought of, what if I just built it up and tapered it down a bit and put a lot of white pieces on top, and then turned the troll cave into actually kind of a peak, so that you could turn it into the peak of a mountain, if you will. And we could actually, if we set the top of the troll cave to be something that can be taken off and replaced, then you can take off this flat top that I currently have on it and replace it with the mountain peak top. And that way, you can make decisions on, is this going to be kind of the peak of the mountain or close to the peak of the mountain and have a little snow on it, or is it just going to be a further down part of the mountain and no snow at all, just a flat area where you could line it up with other parts of the build. That's the plan. That's the going plan. But let's take a look at Mr. Troll here. Mr. Troll has a little garden, and he always is taking his pants off on camera. Oh my God. Troll, your pants are always falling down. It's so weird that he gets these cloth pants. So there he is. Look at that. He just slides in and out of the cave now. And you don't need to move anything. Nothing falls over. I think that works out pretty well. I tried to build up a little bit of an extra on the edge here to make the cave seem more like it's a jute coming out of the side of a mountain. And he's broken a path into the mountain here, or he's broken a path from inside the mountain outside the mountain. And that's kind of scary too. His pants keep falling down. But there he is. He can just stand in there now. And I did pull him out, set him down. I did include a way for the troll to actually go further down, and it's a little tight for him right there. Because he is a big fig, and it is difficult for him to get in there. It's a slight problem, but I had to do it to make it work for what for making sure he fit in there. So some things had to go to the wayside. The ability for him to get in and out of the cave without any difficulty from the lower end had to be scrapped in order for him to be in here at all. And I didn't want to make the cave too much larger because I wanted to include the little bit of green grass and a little garden section here, because I like the idea of the troll being a gardener. He likes his flowers, and that's why he has a cave entrance here. It's the gardening troll. And here on the side we have a giant hole that I put in here. It was smaller, but I decided, why not make it bigger and make it seem like this is something like a limestone cave or something like that that's just been eroded away over time, or maybe the troll knocked some holes in it in order to get some more light through here. I don't know, but that's up to you, what you decide. I put a couple of mushrooms in there as well. That is what I've rebuilt since since we talked, or since people left comments, and I asked you for some criticisms and ideas, and yeah, I'm loving these ideas. I rounded out the end of this jute here. Instead of it being part of the main flat area up here, I went ahead and rounded it out to make it seem more like a... If you've ever been to the mountains and stuff, and you've seen an area where erosion's taken place, but there's this sturdy rock, you get things like this. It's just a rounded out pillar almost of rock that kind of juts out further than the rest of the mountain, and it just sits there. It's really nice. It looks cool, and it's sturdy. It's just that you can see where other lesser rocks have gone away. Lesser sediment has been blasted away by wind and time and rain, and you end up with these unique structures. And that's what I'm trying to emulate here with these cave structures. I'm trying my best to come up with the unique geometry that naturally worn away caves can give you. Something more on the organic scale, and I keep trying to achieve that with all of the slants that I'm doing here and building with slanted bricks. That's the attempt. Whether or not I'm succeeding at it, I'm not 100% sure, but at least whenever I feel it, it feels like I'm succeeding. But that is the troll cave topper and the log cabin cave topper. They both are, in my opinion, at the 95% finished rate. Well, maybe the troll cave is more on the 85% finished because I want to raise it up a bit more. But for the most part, I consider these guys to be done, at least whenever it comes to the initial design process. Like, there's no more taking them apart and rebuilding a lot of stuff to figure out what works and what doesn't work. We've already gone through that step. Now, finally, to end the video out, let's talk about some Lego minifigures from the newest minifigure line. And yeah, that would be it, because we got these fun little Lego minifigures. And I also have one to build. Let's make sure I got all the little fun Lego minifigures that came in the set. Oh, you're just the explorer guy, and you are just some flowers that fell off the troll cave. Where's that? There he is. Okay, so we've got some Lego minifigures to talk about. We'll talk about first. This is a barbarian woman. She has got a, or maybe she is an Arabian night lady. She has some really cool cloth on her head, like a, you know what? A turban. That's it. It feels like she has a turban on her head. Definitely kind of desert stuff. The sword is a lot of fun to feel. It's a neat sword. It's definitely a different sword than I've ever experienced in Lego before, so it's really cool. I like the guard on it. But this minifigure didn't really come with much. She's kind of bland, in my opinion, whenever it comes to, the stories you can make with her. Though this hairpiece is kind of neat. I like this turban hairpiece that has a braid down the middle back of it. That's cool. I like it. You can put it on minifigures. So, minifigures. You can put it on minifigures. Okay, I'm done. No, there's another plant from the troll cave. Those plants are always falling off. Okay, next one in the list is the Nor Detective with his red herring and his apparently black and white color pattern. He's got this really neat piece of cloth that you pop up to make his, to make him in having a collared trench coat. I think it would have been neat if we had gotten an actual full-on trench coat piece that we had to take the minifigure arms off and put them back on to get. That would have been really cool. But I do like this little cloth, this, what would you call that? Collar. This cloth collar that goes up. Like what the Watcher minifigure had. That's kind of that's the only time I've come across it other than this guy. And it's just neat. I wasn't expecting such a weird addition, and of course we get the real working magnifying glass, and you get a red herring in case you wanted a fish, yeah, or you wanted to be Fred from the Scooby-Doo kids show, when they were all kids, and Fred was always getting on to Red Herring and thinking Red Herring was the guy who was doing it. So that's the Red Herring. Next up on the list is finally what is my favorite one of them bunch. It's Mushroom Kid. Oh my god! So I don't get many of the kids. I've got Imp Kid, I have Penguin Kid, and yeah, I think that's it when it comes to the kids. So it's neat to have Mushroom Kid added. Now I have 3 together that I can put together and have them running around. Though my Imp Kids, I have 3 individual ones of those because it was one of those years where I bought a bunch of minifigures and I ended up getting a lot of Imp Kids. So my Imp Kids are just always running around, messing up the place. I have them all over my little Lego city, just kind of getting into things. But Mushroom Kid is really neat, and I like the idea of this. I think this will be not an addition to, I mean, it could be an addition to the Lego city for the sake of, Halloween time and them having little Halloween buckets and stuff, or it could be an addition to the cave system. And honestly, Mushroom Kid here, I really want, if I could choose a minifigure to make part of the Lego caves, the Lego Ideas modular cave system, this would be one of the minifigures I include in that set, because I just like the idea of a mushroom person wandering around a cave system. It just makes me happy on many levels, and it comes with a nice little butterfly. So we're going to set this one off to the side down here. Now let's get into this minifigure box that I just opened, and let's see who we got. Okay, so, I left one, all right, okay, and, yeah, I left one without being built because I wanted to, just kind of have the box opening experience with y'all here on Blind Prime. Oh, nuts, it's a detective's hat. I bet you this is the detective. So we're just going to, so I guess there's 2 red herrings in this story, and there's his core. Okay, I just want to say that I love these new boxes. This ability to have a little area, a tray to keep all your stuff in is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and there's this red herring. Okay, it's kind of sad we don't get 2 red herrings with these guys. I was surprised that the mushroom person didn't come with 2 butterflies. They usually do come with extras whenever they're little pieces like that, but not the case for mushroom person. Now, I can't put your head on just yet, but we can go ahead and pull out this magnifying glass, and we're going to give you the magnifying glass, sir. All right, so you can hold your magnifying glass. Hey, come here. Hold your magnifying glass. There you go. Now, let's open this little packet up and pull out his collar so we can. It's weird they use so much cloth to hold this one single piece. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's super tiny, and it uses such a big piece of cardboard to hold such a small piece of fabric. Such a small piece of fabric. Now, there's 2 ways we can do this, and I like the idea of actually giving him a hood. So we're going to give him a hood instead. You can make it into a popped-up collar, or you can fold it downwards and make it into a hood. Or a pop-down collar. Ooh, here we go. You can do it like that, but then also, let's just actually we'll do it the other way for the sake of today's video. So we're going to make the popped-up collar. So you want to put one side in, and then you want to make sure you've got the popped-up thing going. So it requires you actually folding this thing around and slipping the other loop in. Come on now. All right, nope, that didn't work. That actually made a terrible collar. Looks like King George's collar or something. So instead, we can just take and fold it around. Come on. Let's fold it up. A little bit of origami with your Lego minifigures. All right, not like that. Not like that. Let's fold it over. I mean, that's not doing it. That's more of an ascot now, We can't have an ascot. Okay. How do you do this? So we're gonna put that fabric down, and we're gonna put the other fabric down over that one. All right, we got them down now. Now, where's the head? I got an idea. Okay, so we're going to pop the head on. That's going to keep it there, but we're not going to slide the head completely because we need this extra space, because now we're going to pop the collar up. There we go. You got to pop the collar up. There we are. Now he's cooking. Actually, I think I did a better job than my friend did with his. Yeah, I like that popped up collar look. And you can also pop it down if you want. So we're just going to pop the collar back down. Just going to pop it down. There we are. And now he's got a down popped collar. That's neat. I have to say that it's not really for me, but I do have the detective's office, so having a couple of Nord detectives hanging out in the detective's office, I can kick out the clone troopers that have moved in there illegally anyway. But that is some Lego stuff for you today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed making today's video. This one went so much better than the last few. I broke the Lego cabin twice on trying to do these videos, and I've also broken the troll cave once trying to do these videos. It's been a mess, and sometimes that's the case whenever you're doing one-shot videos like this. So before something screws up, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Please go out there and have a wonderful day. Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. Bye-bye for now.